Hey there, I'm Matt with NaturalSof, and this is the NaturalSof 6L Quick Program / Initial Startup video. Of course, before we get into programming, we need to check our connections. So here we are at the back of the 5800 head, and we want to make sure we hook the water up correctly. So the water is entering the unit on the left side from the back of the head and exiting the unit on the right side. In fact, you'll notice a couple of little arrows right here on top of the bypass assembly, and there's also arrows down here on the sides of the actual valve itself that point in and out. Another common thing we see happen is the bypass assembly will be closed and people forget to open it. So you want these knobs going in line with the water flow and not turned to the left. And then of course we have our drain connection, which is going to be a half-inch connection to make sure we can backwash the unit to the drain. The 6L uses the Pentair 5800 LXT programmable valve. You know it's the LXT model because it has 4 buttons. The SXT has only 3 buttons. So upon powering up the unit, you'll notice a black line pointed to time of day. We use the up arrow, we hold it for a couple of seconds, and that brings up the edit pencil, indicating that you can edit time of day or any other setting. The first setting you want to edit though is media, because when you change media, it resets all the other settings. So we're going to actually hold the regen button for a second to take the pen down. We're going to hit mode 5 times till we're at media. Now this time you have to hold the up arrow 5 seconds to change the media setting. It blinks, there's the arrow. It looks like a time. We're going to push the down arrow until it comes to F for filtration. Then we'll hold the regen button for a couple seconds. Okay, and it takes us back to time of day, and it's set the time at noon. So we hold the up arrow for a second to get the edit pencil, and the time here actually is currently 12:21. Okay, set the time, we hold the regen button for a second, the pencil goes away. We hit mode once. The time of backwash they have set at 2 a.m. as a default, which is a good time. If you'd like to change it, you simply hold the up arrow for a second, there's the pencil, adjust your time with the arrows, hold the regen button. We hit mode again for backwash length. For the 6L, we're recommending an 8-minute backwash. So we hold the up arrow to get our pencil, adjust it to 8, hold the regen button to get rid of the pencil. Then mode to days between backwash, we're going to hold the up arrow, get our edit pencil. We're going to take this to 21 days between backwash. If you hold it, it starts to accelerate on you, so you got to be careful. 21, hold the regen button for a second, pencil goes away. And then if we hit mode, it has days to backwash 21 since we just set it. Hit mode again, media is filtration, and then we're back to the home screen. So if you're just reprogramming, you're finished. But if there's an actual startup, we've got a few more steps here. So the first step in completing startup is to activate a manual regeneration by holding the regen button for about 5 seconds. The valve moves us into position 1, which is backwashing under filtration settings. And now, since we checked our water connections earlier, and we have our drain hooked up, we have our bypass open, we're going to slowly crack open the feed water to the unit until you just hear some water flowing. And then we're going to unplug the unit, and we're going to wait until the tank fills and there is water draining out of the drain line. Once you see the water draining out of the drain line, plug the unit back in. And you can see it brings us right back to where we were. Backwashing cycle for 8 minutes. Now we're going to push regen again. And it brings us to cycle 2, the rapid rinse cycle. Now we can open the water all the way to the unit because we've seen it coming out of the drain. And once we do that, we're going to unplug the unit again. And this time we're going to wait 30 minutes. And what we're waiting for is any discoloration in the water from the new media to be cleared out and have crystal clear water coming out of the unit. So once you've waited your 30 minutes, you can plug the unit back in. You can see it brings us right back to where we were. We hit the regen again. And here we are at the home screen. Your 6L is set up and ready to run. We do recommend going around the house and opening several faucets for a few minutes, 5 minutes, to get any remaining discoloration out of the water. That could happen from time to time over the first few weeks, but will dissipate after that time. Thanks so much.